All right, so it looks like we have somebody in here. I think. Do we have someone in here? Put a one in the chat if we got someone in here. Okay, we don't have anybody in here. So I think I'm gonna just go ahead and start. Um, I want to talk about lacking support during your gambling addiction and how this can destroy your progress. And what prompted me to make this video is I have this short on my channel that talks about the different nuances of how the casino is set up as a business to keep you playing, to keep you coming. And there's all types of things. The whole idea is the casino business, the gambling industry is a business and they're designed to make money and to make profits. And so they're going to do whatever they can to entice you to keep playing. And so I get a lot of comments under the videos saying people know what they're doing. They know when they're going there, they're going to lose. And, it's all about fun and games. This is entertainment. You should be able to handle this. And when you see those types of comments, it's like, first of all, I'm asking myself to these people, why are you here? And number two, you're not helping somebody that is suffering from an illness. Okay. You've got normal people that go to the casino. The majority of the people that gamble do not have a gambling problem. And these are the people that feel like they need to make their opinion known about people that have gambling addiction. And they're extremely insensitive. And so when you have that, it does not help you. And we have people that even come in on some of my lives and you know, they talk about how you should be able to handle this. Well, the reality is obviously a person can't handle it. Gambling addiction is just like any other mental illness. When you are in the middle of that mental illness, it's got you by the grip, okay? Hi Ortiz, how are you? Welcome. Welcome everybody to the chat. Welcome to the video. And so when you have that, when you have, imagine having a family member that's telling you pull yourself together, get it together. It's like having somebody sit in a hospital bed, they have an infection, they're messed up, they need medical attention, and you're telling them get up, pull yourself together. It's the same thing in a sense, not the same exact situation, but mentally you are incapacitated because you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it's destroying your life. And so when you don't have support, the proper support, or you have a lack of support, you probably will not progress. And so it's so important to surround yourself with people, on your journey to recovery. It's so important to surround yourself with people that are going to motivate you, people that are going to be empathetic to your situation. It's not going to do you any good to be around people who are just going to insult you, put you down, make you feel bad about your situation. I'm going to go ahead and take this background off because it's distracting me, to be honest. All right, so here we go. Have a normal background. So, yes, it's so important to have support, you know. Um, If all you hear is someone bad mouthing you because of your addiction, if all you hear is somebody talking down on you because of your addiction, if all you hear is somebody reminding you of how you screwed up, you know, you're going to keep going back to gamble because that is where you seek the relief. And so it's a never ending cycle. So it's so important to have positive reinforcement during this time. Um, so I want to give an example. We don't have enough people in here today right now, so I'm gonna wait for this example. But you know, I unfortunately did not have the proper support on my journey, but I did in a sense. Like, okay, so like if you have people around you that are struggling with the same situation, that can be a form of support, but that support can only go so far because you guys are both in the same, you're in the same situation. So it's going to be kind of hard because when that person relapses or when they decide to go gambling binge or go to the casino and binge or binge on their phone, that's not going to help you and that's not supportive to you. So you need You need an outside support, someone that is not gambling, someone that is currently not gambling. And usually you'll find that in Gamblers Anonymous. That's why people go to the Gamblers Anonymous meetings. Those help. Worst case scenario, you can hop on YouTube and maybe find some videos like this one. You know, there's not too many, to be honest. There's not too much support on YouTube, to be honest. Like last night, I came across this guy who posts videos of him just going to the casino and just binging out. Um, and watching that, watching him take $700 out of the ATM, I'm gonna ignore that. Um, I'm not. If it doesn't, if anything in the chat doesn't pertain to the gambling addiction, I won't be responding. Just letting you know. So I no, I'm not broke. I'm actually in 5 years. I have not gambled in 5 almost 6 years. To answer your question, so that's why I feel like I'm qualified to discuss this because I am on my recovery journey. You know, I wouldn't get here and talk to you guys if I wasn't. I would probably be at the casino if I yeah, I definitely wouldn't be in front of here talking to you guys. Do I miss gambling? No, I don't. Do I miss the casino environment? Yes, I do. The casino environment is very fun and exciting. I like the food. I do not miss gambling at all. At all. Seriously, I was watching a video last night. I There's this one particular YouTuber I watch, and he took his $700 check. He works hard at this little hotel. He took his $700 check and he won $300. He took the $300, put that in the ATM, took $700, went to the casino and lost it. Went to the casino. He played this roulette machine. He placed $100 bet. So he put $100 in there, assemble everything. So basically it was 100 per spin. $100 he was spending per spin. He did that every time, 7 times with $700 and did not win one time. And I sat and watched that last night, and all he had left was a dollar. He said, "I'm gonna just leave a dollar in." He's like, "No, I'm gonna take it out." He cashed it out. He took it and he did this with the slip. He took the slip, tore it with his mouth, and left it on a slot machine. And I said, it reminded me of how I never want to gamble ever again. Watching him do that, it was like gut wrenching. I felt like I was at the casino last night doing that. I felt that. I said, "Oh my God." It reminded me of the countless times that it was so bad. Oh, it was horrible. So no, to answer your question, I do not miss gambling at all. I'd rather go grind all day long and earn my money. I'd rather go grind all day long to try to work and earn $200 to $300 a day. All day long. If it take me 10 hours, I'll do it. And that's really what keeps me from gambling because I'm so busy. I'm so busy making money, working. And so yes, gambling could potentially be a quick, you can go in there, put $20 in and walk out with 600. Yes, you can. That can happen. Does it happen often? No. It's luck. Just pure luck. Um, Let me look at the chat. What you used to play blackjack? Oh, yes. Oh my God. How did you know? Oh Lord. How did you know? Ooh. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me see what y'all saying in here. I am definitely not broke. I got money. I got money to pay my bills. I do not miss gambling. They say I get 100 plus on my credit score. Buffett's on point. Hold on. Is the spider on your wall a pet? I don't know what they're talking about. Have you tried a different environment to replace the casino? If yes, what? What you used to play blackjack? Okay, so to answer the question of the environment that I used to replace the casino is just working, to be honest, being a workaholic. Instead of being a gambleaholic, I'm a workaholic. I've always been a workaholic. I just fell into a depression and I didn't want to go home, and I found myself in the casino because they had free alcohol and it was a place that I could chill and escape, and I started playing the slots, and then that's all she wrote. The rest is history. It turned into blackjack, it turned into craps, it turned into all this other stuff. It all started because I was running from my depression. I'm not taking anything for depression. I don't that's not even on the table. I went another route. I leaned towards my spirituality. I went to God. Instead of Xanax, I went to God. But that's me. Everybody else got to do what they need to do to handle their depression. There's many other alternatives, but it didn't work for me. The medical industry did not assist me as far as my depression. Unfortunately, they failed me. If you want me to be honest, they truly failed me, which is why I ended up going to the casino, which is crazy because I went to get help mentally for what I was going through. And I went to two different people. I went to an actual therapist, he failed me. And then I went to a psychologist and he failed me. And I said, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do?" I was so distraught because I was like, I really need help. And I started sitting out by the lake. I got a journal, I got a notebook, and I started writing my feelings. And then I turned that into writing, just writing to God, writing letters to God, expressing myself about what I was going through emotionally and mentally. And I still had to go home, and I didn't like my home life. I didn't like what was going on. I didn't like the living situation. There was no communication. It was just me and my roommate were on the just not, it was everything. Our friendship was on the rocks, and so it was kind of miserable. And so I was like, I need somewhere to be so that when I come home, I don't have to interact with my roommate. And so I was like, I started going to the bar, but I'm like, this can be dangerous. I don't want to be out late at night and having drinking and trying to get home. That's not going to work. And so that's when I went to the casino because I kept saying, where can I go that's open all night and I can just be there and it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to bother me. I could just chill and and I went into the casino for the first time and I said, wow, this is a really cool place. I'm hearing all the bells and whistles, all the slot machines. I'm like, let me just sit in front of this machine and put $5 or $20. I put $5 in it, right? And then I found out that they give you free drinks. And I'm like, this is cool. So I'm sitting there sipping on my drink, playing a slot machine, and you'll win and the little bells will go off. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody cares about what I'm doing. I was invisible, and that's all I wanted. I just wanted to be somewhere, be left alone, and chill. And the casino was the perfect escape for me. It's the perfect escape to forget everything. And that's what it did. It helped me to forget everything, to forget all the stuff that I had going on, you know. And so I loved it. It was amazing for me. And then I got tired of playing slots because slots got boring, right? I was like, it's slots are okay, but whatever. So I started on blackjack, I think. Was it black? Yeah, I went to blackjack. And it was a $5 table. I sat there, had no idea what I was doing, but I was winning. I won $200 off of like I started with like $5, 5 or $10, maybe $15. And everybody at the table was mad at me because I was playing crazy. You know how it is when you play blackjack. You get people, they just start brand new people, they don't know what they're doing and they're winning tons of money. And so I'm because I need the sunglasses. That's why I'm wearing them. So anyway, um, so I was playing and I won $200. I was like, wow, this is cool. So blackjack started to be my new thing. So I would either come into the casino, um, play slots, or play blackjack. One day I heard all the ruckus going on the craps table, all the excitement going on. I'm like, man, what's going on? What they got going on over there? So I'm like, okay, I'm standing over there. This one man was trying to talk to me, and next thing I know, he's showing me how to play craps. He's got all this money, and it was just amazing, right? And I mean, it was so much fun to me. Gambling got me because it was so much fun. And me, I'm all about having fun and a good time. And that's how it pulled me in. So I was having fun and I was having a good time, which is what gambling is, right? But see, the problem with me is that I was depressed. And so when I came here, it was like my medicine in a sense. So I'm depressed, I'm sad, let me go to the casino. But guess what? There's something else that happens when you go to the casino. You get so hooked on that dopamine rush. Your brain is releasing dopamine when you're playing these games, and that's why you're excited. When you can do anything. There's certain things that you can. People do drugs, people do crack, people do cocaine, do all kind of stuff, and that sends a rush of dopamine into your brain. That's why you get hooked. That's why you keep chasing crack. That's why you keep chasing cocaine. That's why you keep going to the casino and playing these different games because you're getting that dopamine rush. I just found this out literally within the past few months about the dopamine. I said, oh my goodness, that's what happened. So it's more than just entertainment. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than just having fun. It's on an actual internal level, on a molecular level, okay, on a chemical level. So when you're battling something on a chemical level, you're not gonna win. Ultimately, I don't care if you're a millionaire, okay? You're gonna lose because you are battling something that's happening inside of your brain, right? Most people don't have more money than the casino. The only way you could truly beat the casino is if you have about the same amount of money they have or more. If you don't have the same amount of money as the casino, you don't really the chances of you beating them are very slim. So let's see what you guys talking about. And I see all kind of stuff in this chat. Somebody asking me about my current job. I'm self-employed. I work for myself. I'm really supposed to be working right now, but I decided to take this time out to get on here to talk to you guys. So if you are here, you better subscribe. Okay. I'm sacrificing money that I can be making. I'm only gonna be on here for probably like maybe an hour. So let's see, we already at 20 minutes, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna be off here on one because I do have to work. I do have to work. I'm not making money off of YouTube at this time. I can't even get donations or anything like that. So I do work. I have to work. So this is a labor of love. Okay. I want you guys to know I'm doing this because I truly care. This is me. This is my humanitarian, efforts and giving back because I have overcome this thing. I've beat it. I'm beating it right now. I'm going on 6 years beating this nasty, nasty, nasty thing. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from the United States. Somebody says she is from Patna, Bihar. I have no idea what that means. Do I have a job? Yes, I have a job. I have many jobs. I sell stuff on eBay. I sell stuff on Mercari. I sell stuff on Amazon. And I am also a courier driver. So, yes, I'm wearing sunglasses because that's what I do. Um, what is your skincare routine? Honestly, I wash my face with soap, hot water. I have this particular soap that I use all over. It's like organic, whatever. It's called Dr. And what is it called? I don't know what it's called, guys. I have to get back with you on that. But it's Castle soap or something like that. Okay, so somebody says because she can. It's her podcast, pal. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. James is definitely a winner. Okay. Tony says, keep making these vids. Love them. You are helping the compulsive gambler community. That's right. That's what I'm here for, man. I got y'all back 100%, 1,000%. For real. Like, you have no idea how much, like, it's about to bring tears to my eyes, guys, that I could truly do this for you. You have no idea. Like, I'm literally like, my heart is warmed because I'm truly been on this journey. Like I just can't believe that it's been I'm really about to cry. I can't believe it's been almost 6 years and I did this because I didn't think it was possible. I did not think it was possible. I, when you are in the middle of gambling hell, you're there. And gambling is all that there is. I'm sorry I'm getting so emotional, but it's so horrible. It's such a horrible thing. You know, when you're taking I saw that guy take $700. He worked so hard and he took his money. I'm sorry guys, but it's just this is how passionate I am. I want to help. I want to help you as much as I possibly can. And I know I kind of been slacking on going live because I'm worked so hard. I have to pay all my bills. I'm still struggling, but I'm working hard. You know, we everything you go in the store, everything is like $5 literally. You go in the store, I swear everything I buy is like at least $5. I'm like, dang, so you got to work hard. And the gas prices starting to creep up, you know. So you got to work. And if you're gambling and taking your money and spending it at the casino, you're losing. You don't even have a fighting chance. This guy took $700 of his paycheck and threw it in a stupid machine, you know. And so it just reminded me, I got to get on here and talk to the people. I got to cheerlead you. I got to root you on this journey and let you know you can do it. I don't know where you're at in your journey, but I'm here to tell you you can do it. So sorry I got all emotional, guys, but that's how serious I am about this. So James says, yes, it is amazing, but more amazing is last bet placed procedure, at least for me. Your last bet place. All right, April 12th, 2024. You're almost at a year, James or Jim. I'm gonna call you Jim. Jim is almost Jim is almost at a whole year of being gambling free. I think that is amazing, man. Keep doing it, man. What is your secret, Jim? What are you doing instead of gambling? Okay, I want to tell you guys too. If you go to my channel, I stopped gambling in 2019. I did not realize I started this channel right when I stopped gambling. I started this channel December 14th, 2019. I saw the first videos that I posted. Now they're private because I'm showing my whole face, but I'm gonna post those videos. I'm gonna put some sunglasses on the little thing, but because I do not want to reveal my identity. I don't want everybody in my business. Okay, that's why I wear the sunglasses. And I'm gonna start discussing some other things that you guys don't know about me. And for legal reasons, I have to protect my identity because I do not want my former employers or companies to be thinking I'm like some sort of like whistleblower. It's just I'm telling the truth of my story, my full journey. You guys haven't even heard the half of my journey. I'm only telling you the part portion of my journey as an actual player. Okay? I'm here to tell you I am an insider. So, when I speak about the casino business, the gaming industry, you're talking to somebody that knows it inside and out. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go any deeper than that. I'm gonna start giving some divulging some deeper information on a Patreon. I have a Patreon right now, and I'm trying to get it started. But I'm gonna start talking about basically this is why you really don't need to gamble coming from somebody that knows all about this industry and this business. Okay, so stick around, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You know you don't want to miss out on this information because I am going to drop a bombshell when I get to 1,000, when I get over 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna start dropping bombshells on my Patreon because y'all gonna be shocked when I tell you this. You're not gonna believe it. And I'm just gonna go in, but I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it on YouTube. I'm gonna do it on Patreon. So I'm gonna make the membership super cheap, super cheap under 10 bucks, probably $5 a month, whatever. But anyway, I'm going to tell y'all the real truth, the hardcore truth and the real serious aspects of my journey, but I'm not exposing myself on YouTube. If you want that up close and personal inside information about the real deal about the casino business, you're gonna have to join the Patreon because I'm not putting myself out there like that. It's too much of a risk, especially with the way things are now. Like gambling is like serious. It's like they the people like me are like haters on the casino business right now. All of these internet casinos Forget the land casinos. They got money. But these new casinos up and coming, people can take $1 million and can create actually a few $1 million, create a website and create a casino. I've seen it. I've seen people on there promoting their own casino. If I had, let's say if I had $5 million, I can literally set up my own online casino, set up my marketing, find an influencer, and give them some money to go gamble with and promote my casino. That's where we're at right now. So when people like the owner see somebody like me talking bad about gambling, they'll send their little minions in on my lives to talk trash or whatever, or on my channel to put stuff in the comments to down talk what I'm saying. So what I'm doing is I'm like the enemy to the casino industry. So that's why I have to protect myself. Because I don't want to be walking around here and somebody try to knock me off. It's like, hey, you talking too much. We need you messing up our business. Because that's really what I'm doing. I'm disrupting their business in a sense. But they don't care about me. I'm too small, so it doesn't matter. But I'm here for you. I'm here for the 1%. 1%, well, it might be a little bit more because a lot of young people are gambling now, but about 1% of people that gamble have a gambling addiction. What in the world is this bug? Oh, I thought it was a bug. Okay, sorry guys, I got distracted. But yes, 1% of people that gamble have an addiction. And so that's the 1% that I'm talking to, because you need help. Like, you need somebody literally to hold your hand through this process, because otherwise, without the support that I talked about, in the title of this video, without the support, all you're going to do is relapse and go back to the same old thing over and over and over again and never get out. Most people who have a gambling addiction never make it out. You never make it out. And it's sad and it's unfortunate, but it's complete mind control. So I have an example. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I probably can't show it, but I was gonna do this example. So you see how I have this cup, right? You see how I have this cup in this tissue? You see how this tissue is holding this cup up, right? This is the support, right? This tissue is serving as support for this cup. So this is what support looks like when you're on your gambling journey, right? But when you have people that come along and talk crap and say stuff and make you feel bad. So imagine this brush, right? Is somebody coming in talking junk, right? The more stuff you put in this cup, the more stuff that you put in this cup is going to decrease the amount of support you have. And eventually, guess what? Hold on. Y'all, my example is falling apart. So you got this support. And when people down talk you and make you feel bad, guess what? That support breaks. The support breaks. You no longer have support. And guess what? You fall and you crumble. So when you don't have the support that you need as you're going through this journey, this mental illness, because it does affect your mind. It's what's keeping you going back. Your mind is programmed to go back and gamble because you on this dopamine rush. When you lack support, when you got people talking down, you just feel worse. You feel more depressed, and guess what? You go right back on the slot machine. You go right back on your phone on the gambling website. So you need support. Even if it's somebody to say, "Hey, look, we're going to go out to eat today. We're not going to the casino." Or somebody coming into the casino and seeing you gambling. It's like, let's go, it's time to go, you got to stop. You need support. You cannot do this by yourself. You cannot. I mean, I don't know how I did it by myself, to be honest. I mean, I'm a firm believer in a higher power. I believe in God. And so I have to just give it to you. God got me out of this. I prayed and pleaded with God. I said, I don't want this anymore for myself. I want a better life, which that's going to bring me to what I want to talk about today, because I haven't even gotten started, guys, on what I really wanted to talk about. So, the first thing that you need to do, okay, the first thing you need to do when you commit and say, hey, I'm done with gambling. I don't want this anymore for myself. You have to commit to yourself and commit to stop gambling. Because what you're in, when you have a gambling addiction, you are in a bad relationship. You're in a very toxic relationship, ups and downs, wins and losses. Okay. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. but all the time you're probably broke. Okay. And there's the false hope that you might win. See, gambling gives you this false hope. The billboards that you see when you're driving down the street gives you the false hope. Win big. When you go in there and you see people winning and screaming and jumping and winning jackpots, that's sending a false hope to you. Oh man, I might win. Oh, I can win. When you watch people play their slots and they're winning, and you're like, oh man, they winning all. I've seen them. I got on there and watched the guy winning all this money, winning $300 on a bonus, $500 on a bonus. That's all to feed your mind and give you that false hope. Oh man, maybe that could be me. That could be me. And next thing you know, you're on the game. You're on the slot machine on your phone. What's bad is the phone. The phone part, it kills me to know that you can get on your phone and lose thousands of dollars. That kills me, the thought of that. Because I've never done it. I don't know what that's like, guys. Because I quit right before it became mainstream. 2019, I think that they had just started legalizing online gambling in certain states. I don't even know if I'm trying to think. I don't know if gambling was legal in my state in online in 2019. I think in 2020 is when it became legal in my state because I remember my aunt was on an online casino and said she won some money. So I'm thinking right around COVID when they had the lockdown, that's when all a lot of places had legalized online gambling. So I was messing around with crypto, to be honest, and I was getting my butt handed to me with that. And then I stopped. I actually stopped messing around with crypto in 2020. I still went and messed with it a little bit, and I mean that can be like gambling in a sense too, but not so much. It's different because I did fall into a trap with crypto. I will be honest, but it's not the same. It's easier to quit gambling with crypto. And I'm not saying gambling, investing, because that's what it is. It's investing. It can appear to be gambling because it's very risky, but it's just not the same. Because I can look at crypto, I'm like, I'm not investing, I'm done. And it's okay. Like I haven't touched crypto in months. But the casino is a whole different situation. Those games, blackjack roulette, those games had you by the man, they had you by the chokehold. Crypto didn't have me by the chokehold like that. Like I could stop messing with crypto just like that. Let me see what you guys talking about. Jim said, I still remember that day walking out at 5 a.m. Dang, I was up 2,000. Then broke. Oh my goodness. Whew. Right then I said, never again. Wow, Jim, you was up $2,000. That happened to me. I remember I was playing one night. This is a horrible night. I had lost a lot of money, but I got like all my money back to where I had $2,000 sitting in front of me. I had got to the casino around 8 o'clock, started playing baccarat, trying to get my money back, and around 5 a.m. I had $2,000 sitting in front of me, and I think I went to another casino, and I was about to leave, and I started playing slots. Started playing slots, and guess what? I got hooked on that slot machine. I worked all night long to get back $2,000 sitting in front of me, only to go cash out my money. I cashed out the $2,000. Walked past this slot machine at high limits, put $100 in there just to see what it was gonna do. It did a little bit, but then it took away the $100. I lost that $100 and I pulled out more. Let me try it again because I figured, man, this is high limits. I could win a whole lot of money. If I get a bonus, I'm gonna be in there, right? Because I've done it before. Guess what, guys? I walked away with nothing. I grinded up all night long on Baccarat with $5, $10 bets. $5, $10 bets, all the way up to $2,000, only to walk away with nothing because I decided to put $100 in a damn slot machine. I will never forget that night. It was the worst night ever. It was so horrible, man. Just nights like that is so many scenarios where I could just, ugh. And I'm sorry, I got intense right there because I was pissed. What y'all talking about here? The more you stay in the casino, the more they take your money. Rusty Shacklefield says rent, rent, rent. That's right. That's right, Randy. I mean Rusty. Okay. Will Ski says, man, I live in Vegas and bartend at a casino. I remember being up 12K and walk to work with 12K in my pocket from blackjack and get off work and lost 21 to 23 hands after work and drove home broke. I know. Man, I know, man. You live in Vegas. You still live in Vegas, Willie? Welcome everybody to the chat, by the way. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Please subscribe to this channel. If y'all struggling, y'all in a struggle, or know somebody in a struggle, share this video with somebody you know that's in a struggle right now. Share this video with somebody you know that's in the casino right now, losing their ass. Send it to them. They might not watch it today. They might not watch it tomorrow, but they might watch it one day and it might change their life. Doing my head and says, I've got the gambling apps and it's so convenient. I don't even have to leave my house. Oh, I know. I know. GT Hustler says, this dude talks too much. I am not a dude. I am an actual woman, sir. And GT Hustler, you can go. You don't have to be here. Anyway, doing my head, I'm going to actually remove you so you don't ever have to see me again. How about that? I don't worry about billboards. I'm a nut when I gamble. I gamble on the horses and dogs and sports betting more than I go to the casino. Okay. James says, we do recover. James says, life without gambling is fun. Yes, it is. You have to rediscover what made life what it was, what made life fun before you gambled. And that's actually one of the points that I'm going to go into next. Jim says, new era freedom equals cool. At least for me, because I want to go every day, but I have an attitude. And if I go, I will lose. And I know it, yeah. Because I am an addict, that is the only way it will work. I'll tell you a secret. I threw my idea away. Oh, you threw your idea away and can't get in without. That was smart. Max Dean says, have a good day. What's up, Max Dean? James says, gambling is like an immediate gratification. I think that's the part. You hit the hammer on the nail, Jim. That instant gratification, seeking out instant gratification is what keeps you in the chokehold of gambling. Because you know, and it's the sad part is winning is gratification and losing is gratification. Because when you lose, there's the hope of winning again. There's the hope and possibility that you can win. And so for that, you keep playing. You keep playing because you know you can possibly win. And then once you win, you want to win more. And so you keep striving, you keep playing so that you can keep winning more. But then you lose. And when you lose, you're like, oh, maybe I can win. Maybe I can win. And you get caught in that nasty loop, in that nasty trap. Okay, let me go back down here. Wilski says, you speak in facts. People need to hear you, girl. I could tell amazing stories living in Vegas. Will E, if you want to go live one day, man, we can go live one day. And we could just talk. I want to start doing call-ins as well. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna start going live and we're gonna start doing call-ins. Ron Astro says, yeah, you get on full tilt when you lose your mind. Man, I remember this one night. Oh my God, this was so bad. This was one of the worst nights. This was a night from hell. This is actually the first or second year I started gambling. And I lost like $4,000 that night. And I think I had like $300 left. And I just went home and I said, I'm going to go home and go to sleep. And I couldn't sleep. It was the ride home from hell. It was absolute hell driving home because I was tired and sleepy. And I laid down and I couldn't sleep. I slept like crap. And I got up in the middle of the night. I went to the casino went to the ATM, pulled out that last $300. I had this bummy ass lady asking me for some money and following me around, and she's telling me she's gonna show me how to win some money, and me being desperate and stupid and young and dumb. I was probably like 23 years old, gullible. Listening to this broke down, crazy looking lady with her hair all over her head trying to tell me how to win in blackjack. She convinced me to sit at a $50 table to try to get my money back. Like I said, I was down like $4,000. So I sat at the table and she called herself being my gambling coach, right? Being my blackjack coach. She sat right next to me and I'm playing. She telling me, hit that, stay, hit that, right? She doing it so I can give her some money. So I'm listening to everything she's saying. And I got that $300 up to like $1,000. And guess what she said to me? Run me $50. So I gave her the $50. As soon as I gave her that $50, guess what? I started losing. And she's sitting there looking crazy. I lost everything. And then she looked at me like, sometimes it be like that. She walked away with my $50 and probably did the same thing to somebody else. I will never forget that night. I had to been like 22 years old or something like that. It's horrible. Anyway, how about that Hawk to a coin? I saw that. I saw that coin. I couldn't believe it. I don't even know what's, you know what? Don't get me on here looking up crypto, Ryan. Do not do that to me right now. Don't do that to me. We talk about casino. You about to have me on a crypto, man. I'm not dealing with that right now, Ron Astro. Please don't get me on that. I'm gonna take a look at it though. I'm gonna take a look at that Hawk Tua coin. Oh man, but I haven't messed with crypto either. I probably invested in $20 in crypto like a week ago, but prior to that, it's been months because I'm focused on making money and paying my bills and getting caught up in saving money and investing money in like stocks and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do the long term investment with crypto now. Like I got a few dollars in Solana just sitting that I'm not even, if I see, like, I might take a look at Hawk Tua just to see what it's doing. And I might put some money on it, like if it goes down or something like that, but it has to go down a lot. Yeah, I used to play, man. Yes, I played Texas Hold'em. Texas Hold'em. I started off playing 3-6 poker. Man, that's the worst type of poker you could ever play. You said it's on court? What does that mean? It's on court. I know I listen to Crypto Hawk, Willie. I definitely listen. I like Crypto Hawk. I haven't listened to him in a while, but um yeah, I like Crypto Hawk. Cool guy. He's all about XRP. I need to start watching Crypto Hawk again. Let me see here. But y'all trying to get me to talk about crypto and I'm trying to get people off these slots and casino apps. I don't want to turn this into no crypto cheerleading session. Um I do play poker. Yeah, we don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about poker. I mean, you know what's bad? I don't really have an issue with poker. But see, the thing is, if you have a gambling addiction, poker is not really. It's if you didn't have a gambling addiction, I say poker is not bad. But if you have a gambling addiction, all you're gonna do is start taking the gambling stuff into poker and start taking chances that you shouldn't take. So, I've it's like it's dangerous. Like I know I can win a ton of money in poker sitting back being patient and just playing the card straight out, but I just can't even do it. It's not worth it cuz it's inside of the casino too. No matter where you go, there is casino stuff in relation to the poker. Yeah, you start gambling when you play poker. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I remember the first time I played in a tournament. I was at the last table. I was brand new to poker. And my gambling took me all the way. The fact that I had a gambling mind, it took me all the way to the first table and I lost because I was a gambler. I started gambling. I was in first place and ended up losing. I could have won that whole tournament. Texas Hold'em. But no, I was gambling. I was doing stupid stuff like going in on a pair of ducks, a pair of tools to try to, just doing stupid stuff. I will never forget that. I think I got tripped tools and got beat by a flush, something crazy like that. So yeah, you start doing the gambling stuff on the table. Even though you're playing other people, those gambling instincts will cause you to do things that you overplaying hands. See, that's the thing. That's the issue. Doing my headset, I started with 1,500 and made $48,000 over 3 to 4 days on horses and dogs. Then it flipped on me and got a streak of losses. Ooh, in the last $20,000, I put it all on a horse. Huh, that's rough, man. That's rough. Playing only $10 free play on slots a week is a slow way to climb. And only if you don't have an addiction. Addiction makes you play fast. Yeah, addiction is gonna take you out. It doesn't matter what you do. I don't care if you play poker. I don't. Anytime you're risking money, even with crypto, it's the same thing. But it's not as bad with crypto. It can be bad with crypto, but I think it's just I don't know. I think when the market is down, like the crypto market is down right now. Like I usually trade Solana meme coins. And so right now is a horrible time to invest in crypto as far as meme coins. So I'm leaving it alone. I know that there's not going to be too many coins that get like to the millions. So I know right now it's not smart to invest in the Solana meme coins. So right now I'm just accumulating. It's everything's cheap right now, so this is the time to buy. So but with gambling, it's not the same. It's different. Like you can't even compare investing in any type of assets. There is no investing in an asset when you're talking about gambling. There are no assets. It's a hope, a wish, and a prayer. I agree with you, Ron Astro. I definitely have dabbled in that as well. That's actually the best investment right now. I actually, yeah, definitely. You're right about that. Gold, silver, and platinum. Absolutely. I second to that. Hallelujah. For real. You cannot. Yeah, I was in. Guess what? I was buying silver when it was $20 per ounce. What is it like $35 per ounce now? 30 to 40. Yeah, it's expensive right now. So you just gotta buy it and just keep buying it. That's a dollar cost averaging at this point. Um Doing my head and says, "Yep, I'm a nut." Ron Estro says, "Dang, you're hardcore doing." Let me see what y'all talking about up here. Uh Willie said I should get back into crypto and the coins you should buy and hold are XRP, yup, XDC, yup, XLM, yup, H bar, yup. This is all you need as the new financial system is coming. All right, I know about these, but I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot it just in case. I definitely know about XRP, XLM, and H bar. Actually, I know about all of these for sure. Those are actually on my list. I done wrote that same list that you just said down so many times, and that's what everybody keeps saying: XRP, XDC, XLM, and H bar. They keep saying that. By the way, this is not financial advice. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anything I'm saying about crypto. This is not financial advice. I don't know what I'm talking about, so please do not listen to me. Let me see what else y'all talking about on here. I definitely want to go live with Willie Ski. Make sure you subscribe, Willie Ski. We can talk a lot. We probably have a lot of gambling stories to exchange for sure. Oh, it's $29, Ron. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's not as bad as I thought it was as far as the price. So it's still not as expensive. I don't like the price, but it's definitely still a good time to get in. Med says every bill I can have in hand or any money getting into my bank account means a bet. It is terrible. I gotta go out home without any money. Wow. Wow. I know. It's I know that feeling. I know that feeling when, like, I know all about going to payday loans. Excuse me. I know all about getting payday loans. I've gotten 3 payday loans in one day, averaging totaling about maybe 15 to $2,000 gone within a few hours. Yep, it's it's just nasty. And like I said, you need support. You need a place to come and air out your grievances, and to make you feel like there is hope. There is hope. If you have to, let me get you guys, I didn't even address anything I was supposed to be addressing in this live. I might have to make an actual video about this stuff that I was supposed to be talking about in this live because we got so sidetracked. We started talking about other things, but it's good that we talked about investing in crypto and investing in stocks and bonds and investing in gold and silver. It's good that we talked about that because that can give people alternatives to put their money, set their money aside and just leave it. Instead of, I would rather you go buy a bunch of crypto or a few dollars in crypto or $200 in crypto and just leave it. Go buy some XLM and just leave it and don't touch it ever again and hope that things work out. You're better off doing that than going to gamble. Again, this is not financial advice. I will never give financial advice on this channel. Please don't listen to me in terms of that because I don't know anything about financial advice. Just wanted to give that disclaimer. This is absolutely not financial advice. This is just information that I'm spewing. Doing my head and says, I effing hate when the jockey and trainer that I put the $20,000 on till this day, I will not play any of that trainer's horses or any horse that jockey rides. Wow. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Hmm. So, one thing I do want to leave you guys with that I did not get a chance to talk about. You have to commit to yourself instead of committing, because when you gamble and you have an addiction, you're committing to gambling by keep doing it over and over again, and you have an addiction. If you didn't have an addiction, there is no commitment. But the fact that you keep coming back to this nasty thing, this nasty act, shows that you have a commitment to it because you like, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win. And so you have to decide that I'm about to break up. You got to break up with gambling. It's going to be the hardest breakup of your life. You ever been in a bad, nasty, toxic relationship, but you keep going back? You keep going back probably because the you enjoy being intimate with this person, for lack of better words. I don't know how YouTube is about using the sex word, so I'm not going to say that. But sometimes the sex be so good and you just keep going back because of that, because it makes you feel good, but the rest of the relationship is terrible. It's the same thing like gambling. Maybe the person that you're having sex with is taking all your money, draining your pockets, sending you, or you chasing the big O. It feels so great, but the rest of the relationship is draining you emotionally, is bringing you down. You're not paying attention to work. You're not focused on your goals. It's the same thing. Being in a relationship with gambling, a toxic, nasty, gambling addiction relationship, is just like being in a relationship with a person that you all you do is, have sex with that person. That's all they're good for. Everything else is draining your pockets, draining your vitality, bringing you down, making you depressed. Maybe they talk about you, but you still enjoy going to bed with them. It's the same thing. So now you got to break up. Dating is a gamble. You got to break up with this person. Replace the person with gambling. You got to break up with that B. You got to break up with that MFer. You got to. I know it's hard, but you got to break up with them. I will win and then keep going. I know. I know. Winning is the worst thing that you can do. It's the worst thing that can happen. when you have a gambling addiction, because now your brain is tricked. It's tricked into going back. You like, I got this. It's the wheels have finally turned for me. Now I'm going to win. And then you start thinking about all the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you lost. You like, okay, I got this $50,000. Now I'm about to go get back the whole $300,000 or 400 or however much. Who I don't even know how much I lost, to be honest. I don't even want to add it up. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that I may have lost a whole house. I don't want to know that I may have lost a whole $200,000 house. I don't want to know that. What else you guys talking about? I've won so many times, then lost it, and think, what was the point of winning? There is no point of winning. The point of winning is to try to lose, is to try to win more and then end up losing. The more you win, the more you want to win, and the more likelihood you're going to lose. The more you lose, the more you want to win, and you keep on losing, hoping that maybe one day you'll win. It is a sad, crazy story. It's a story of winning and losing and hoping that you'll win more than you'll lose. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win more than you're going to lose. It is about the dopamine rush. That's the end of the story. That is all that this is, because you're never going to stop playing. You need an intervention. The dopamine is going to keep you playing. That's why people go and lose every dime and start begging. I used to see people at the casino with their head to the floor looking for money, looking for chips, bumming around. The lady that I told you guys about in the story, who was trying to show me, trying to be my gambling coach, blackjack coach. She's at rock bottom. Now she's hoping I'm gonna throw her a bone so she can go gamble some more and get her dopamine rush. She was like the equivalent of a crackhead, a bummy crackhead. Doing my head and says, one good thing is I'm not in debt. That's good. And I don't borrow money. It's sad. That kind of makes me feel better, because if not, I don't know how to comprehend losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in my life. Well, you haven't got to that point. It sounds like you're at a point where you probably, I don't know what your situation is. If you're not in debt, then I mean you're actually you're a healthy gambler, I think. If you're not, if all your bills are paid, then you really don't have a gambling addiction. I don't know. I don't know your situation. I don't know how often you gamble, but anybody can become, anybody can hit rock bottom at any point. You can go from being stable and having all your bills paid and not having any debt, where it's like the more you do it, I'm gonna just say this: the more you gamble, the more dangerous it gets. If you gamble in moderation, if you go once or twice a month, then you're, it's not, if you're doing my head in, if you go once or twice a month and that's it, then you're in a good space. Okay, you're not in debt and you've never had a loan. Okay, it sounds like you're in a good space. It sounds like you where people would want to be, but most of the people that have gone past path the who have gone to the point of no return. Like my thing is, somebody like me could never be like you anymore. I There is no hope for me as far as getting to the point where I can have everything taken care of, like, and be financially free. I would, if I have 2 million in the bank right now, right? I got the house I want, I got the car I want, I got the lifestyle I want. I could never go back to gambling. I could not, unfortunately. I could never be where you're at doing my head. I could never do that. I could never, I have to find, I could never do that. I would just, gambling has to be a pastime. It has to always not be a part of my life, because I know, with 2 or 3 million sitting in the bank, all my bills paid, tons of investment properties, tons of stocks and bonds, right? The best I could do is invest in crypto and invest in the stock market, do stock options. I can't touch, I cannot touch or walk in a casino, because it's just, it's something about it it will take away my 2 or 3 million dollars. Gambling without money is boring. You can't gamble if you don't have money. So I don't really understand that. Do you mean like a certain amount of money? Because I know people that gamble with there's people every day that take their little tiny little paychecks and gamble. And they actually, I know a guy about 4 years ago, he took $500. It was his $500 check. Guess how much money he had from playing Baccarat by the middle of the day? He turned that $500, which is tiny small money, into $20,000. Ask me, did he lose every dime within a few days? Yes, he did. I watched him have a whole stack of orange chips. Orange chips are $1,000 chips, right? He had a big old stack of orange chips. Well, it wasn't that big, but it was pretty decent. And I'm like, I went in there, I couldn't believe it. These are like some bummy dudes I would see in the casino all the time. And he was giving his friends money. I knew one of his friends. His friend was like, "Yo, I'll pay you money to drive me back and forth to the mall and all this kind of stuff." And me, I'm like, "All right, you want to pay me to be your chauffeur? Sounds good." Because I was telling him I was about to turn in my rental car. He's like, "No, keep your rental car." He actually went with me to the rental place, put 300 down for me to keep the rental car, and he wanted me to drive him back and forth because they were all winning money. So I'm like, okay. He would give me money to play. I would follow him around, and he was doing well for about this for about 2 or 3 days. On that fourth or fifth day, it was all bad. It was the night from hell. Everything that dude touched, he lost. And I'm walking around and I'm like, oh man, this is getting bad. If I would have kept, I'm gonna just tell you, if I wasn't smart, that guy probably would have killed me that night. That's how angry he was. I will probably be laying in my grave because I tried to dodge this guy. It got to the point where we got down to nothing. And I lied. I tried to ditch this guy. I was like, I mean, I knew him, I mean, I've given him money, but I tried to ditch this guy and I tried to go in the bathroom and he sat at this slot machine, right? He sat at the slot machine, falling asleep, waiting for me to come out the bathroom. And I would peek out and I sit there like, damn. So I go back in the bathroom stall, put tissue and all the stuff on the toilet and just sit down. I sat in there for like an hour hoping this guy would just leave. He never left. He was so pissed. He thought I was gonna be his ride home, but I'm like, this guy gonna kill me. I don't know him like I didn't know him like super well. Like I knew him from the casino and I knew his people and he knew my cousin and stuff like that. But I come out the casino. I mean, I come out the bathroom finally, and he's still sitting there. I'm like, I ain't getting out of this casino without this dude. He knew where my car was parked too. So I was like, I gotta play it cool. So I told him, he was like, he wanted me to take him home. I'm like, I don't want to leave right now. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I was making up every excuse, guys, every excuse, because I knew I could not leave with this dude because he was going to kill me. I knew he was going to kill me or try to hurt me. And so he ended up cussing me out. We ended up getting into an argument. He called me a skinny crackhead B, and he was mad. Blah blah blah. He was saying all this stuff, and I just took it. I didn't fight. I didn't argue back with him. And he ended up walking out of the casino in the snow, and he walked to another casino. He knew I was too smart for that. He knew it. And I watched him walk all the way. And I said, oh, he's going in the direction of the other casino. Because there's like 3 casinos in the area. And so I was like, good. I got in my car and I left. I was like, man, well, it wasn't my car. It was a rental car. That's the thing. If it was my car, I bet you if it was my car, he probably would have waited outside for me, but he knew it was a rental car. So he knew he could damage the car, but it didn't matter. Guess what? The car is insured. So it didn't matter. So he could have tore that car up, but it didn't matter. So he was smart on that part. But I left and got out of there. And I stayed away from that. I stayed away from those casinos for a while. I started going to these other casinos on the other part of the state. And then one day I was driving and I saw him walking down the street. I was like, oh my God, that's that dude. And then some years later, I seen him in the casino and he didn't say anything to me and I didn't say anything to him. I was like, ah. So that was one of my crazy, just meeting people at the casino and being buddies. It turned bad because, but, and his friend ended up losing everything too. So that night they just had, it was just all bad for all of them. The guy that had the $500 and turned it into $20,000, nothing. Back to being a bum again. And this guy, the guy who I was, chauffeuring, he was all cleaned up and, looking nice, haircut, nice fresh fits and shoes and everything, just looking real clean. Whole life was transformed over $500. Wait, somebody said Timu products are like as seen on TV product, like seen on TV products. Yeah, they are. M Man says you have no friends inside of a casino. You do not. Those people are not your friends. You can have family and friends that are turning to your enemies in a casino. Yes. Timu is like a casino. Gamification of life. They do no addiction research in Vegas. Even companies like Uber and Instagram participate in research for dopamine based research. Wow. All right, guys. I've been out here for too long. I got to get to work. Yeah, Baccarat is 50-50. S&P 500 is the best. I agree. You guys know Solana has an ETF too. I'm wondering what it's going to be looking like. But they're saying it's not as promising as it was anticipated. When I've won, I've given family and friends thousands of dollars and I donate to animal charities. Awesome. Doing my head and that's awesome. Buy the stocks. He says, oh, right. Ryan Asher says, buy the stocks the politicians buy. Now that's smart. I wish I would have invested in Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson and Johnson. I saw those stocks. I said, this is insane. How about an app like meditation to get out of addiction? Now that's a good idea. What the quack? You want me to make an app for meditations to get out of addiction? Okay. I'm screenshotting these things so I can remember gambling without money is boring. Okay. Oh, you will do it. Okay. S&P 500 always returns 10%. Yes. I appreciate that, Ron. I'll honestly tell you the truth. If I was to win $20,000 tomorrow, I wouldn't flinch or get excited because I've lost so much and gone up and down so much. Wow, 10%. Now you got me wanting to look at the S&P 500 over the last 60 years. That's interesting. Wow. Matt says I have to delete my gambling accounts. I ended up spending half my paycheck 3 days after I got it. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Matt. Matt, just keep watching my channel, man. I'm gonna keep dropping gems. I hope today is the first day that you decide to just change your life, man, and just walk away and give it up. Visualize what your life would be like when you stop gambling. Visualize how much money you'll have in the bank. Visualize the trips that you'll be able to take. Visualize the fun you'll be able to have. The $200 steak dinners and lobster dinners and seafood dinners that you'll be able to sit and eat and not care. Spending $100 on a meal at the restaurant will be your way of having fun. That's another thing, guys. One of the things I can honestly tell you, instead of going to the casino and gambling, like if I had the urge to go gamble right now, I would just either go buy me some steak, lobster, and shrimp and cook it up, or go to a restaurant that serves up some nice steak, lobster, and shrimp and just sit there and eat, pay like $100 for my meal or however much it costs. And that will make me feel good. Food has been a very good replacement for me. eating good food. Yeah, I done packed on 20 pounds, guys, in the last few years, which is shocking because I'm a super skinny person. I got on the scale yesterday and I'm like, dude, I'm 20 pounds fatter. That's crazy. I'm actually happy because I needed to gain weight. But I've noticed that my whole life has changed. I'm not as stressed out. Gambling stresses you out. Okay. It burns out your adrenals. Do you know what your adrenals are? That's a part of your endocrine system. When you're constantly stressed out, so you got dopamine being released by your adrenal system, by your endocrine system, and then you also have cortisol being released by your when you get really stressed out because you're losing, you're releasing cortisol, which is stressing you the hell out, which is toxic. Too much cortisol on your organs is toxic to your body. And don't get me on depression. Depression and being stressed out and anxious and on dopamine, that's a nasty combination. That's why you see people going crazy and losing it. They got all these different chemicals in your body. I've blown my paycheck on the same day. I've been paid a million times. S&P 500 is top 500. Yeah, top 500. Yep. In the USA, and most of them are picked by Stanford and Harvard. Yep. People who are smarter and get paid millions to pick the stocks. Yep. I agree, what the quack. I've been up on that information for the last 10 years and I keep saying I'm gonna invest in it and I keep buying these other individual stocks that are coming out. And I really instead of buying I think Coinbase came out. Was it Coinbase or Uber? And I put money on that. I should have just put money in the S&P. But you're absolutely right, man. I am a millennial. I'm an old geriatric millennial, Ron. I could be a Gen X. I'm like between Gen X and millennial. I'm like one of the first millennials. Yes, norepinephrine. I was gonna say that. Yes. So you got that adrenaline, norepinephrine, dopamine, cortisol. What else would you have? It's a nasty cocktail. It's just a nasty cocktail of neurotransmitters and chemicals. Well, neurotransmitters or chemicals in your body, making you absolutely loony and crazy. All that going on, and you in a casino. And don't put alcohol in the mix. Game over. Don't put alcohol or weed in the mix. You're done. No problem, man. I hope y'all subscribe. But I gotta get out of here, guys. I gotta go make some money. I gotta go work. I gotta go slave. But I don't mind it. I'm gonna probably work till about 10 o'clock tonight. I guess the majority of the gamblers gotta say it's okay. There are smarter people than me and I can trust them. Like Warren Buffett. Yeah, Warren Buffett is the truth for sure. Actually, I want to get a few of his books. But yeah, Warren Buffett is the man. All right, you guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Get back on that 11 just like the news. Yep. All right, guys. I got to go. I got to go get ready for work. Peace. I'll see you guys next time.